What's going on, y'all? So listen. Oh, let's start this again. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Baby, they are dragging this spice shit out. Girl, after 2 episodes and after seeing how it went down, I am over it. Okay? I am over it. But bitch, before we get into the Real Housewives of Potomac, you know all this tea that's been dropping about the Real Housewives of Atlanta because they filming and I'm pretty sure that the show about to pop up next month or whatever. But y'all really think it was Portia and Tanya that was out there getting their asses clapped by that stripper, whichever stripper it was? And let me tell you something. I don't fault them. The only one that I'm looking at sideways, if it is true, even though I think she is trying to deny it, Tanya, where's Paul? Okay, you out here fucking bitches and niggas, and you got a whole ass whatever. We ain't doing that. And I see Portia, if it really was her, like she's single or whatever, you want to fuck a stripper. It wouldn't be me, but I ain't judging. But y'all put that in the comments how y'all feel about that. Anyway, let's get on into this episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 5, episode 11, Texting Times and Blurry Lines. Okay, so the episode starts off with Karen. She's on the phone with Ashley, trying to get reception or whatever, just to invite her to her hometown where she's always talking about. She said she grew up in like this farm town, like village, village town, whatever. And she wanted her to come along, and she also invited Giselle. I'm actually kind of surprised that she invited Giselle, only because of how much she be shading the hell out of Giselle in the confessionals or whatever. I didn't even know they were still on that good level that we going on road trips and I'm taking you to my hometown and, showing you some family things and being around my people type of situation. But okay, it's cool, whatever. We gonna go along with it. Ashley, she do come over. She decided to leave the baby or whatever, which is good. Giselle, she beats Giselle over there. Now, I was looking at Ashley and I said, Ashley, you're going to a farm town. I was actually with Giselle on this shit. Like, bitch, where are you going? The Fuchsia Pumps was killing it, though. She was killing it. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, stiletto, pumps, in the club. I was like, Ashley, where you going? And then, it was Karen got her boots on and shit. Ashley got her pumps on. I don't know what the fuck Giselle had on. I wasn't paying no attention. But, she said she had something to change into or whatever. Ray was there. And, of course, Giselle had to point out the fact that, Ray wasn't going on a trip or whatever. But they were. So the fuck what? He don't got to come everywhere, okay? It's not a conspiracy. You already know, given that what Karen said, they probably got a little stuff that's going on. Hopefully, Giselle, you should try to subscribe and try to get to the point where Karen and Ray at. Meaning being in a relationship longer than a year or two. Okay, meaning being married longer than couple of years or whatever. I don't know how long her and Jamal been married to have these type of issues. Okay, because these are the issues that probably pop up in a lot of people marriages later on in life when they've been married for over 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? They get into that little rut. Okay, that they got to get themselves out of. You should aspire to get there. You know what I'm saying? Which means aspire to have a long-lasting relationship and not with a Jamal Bryant, because it ain't gonna happen. Okay, you want to be first lady so damn bad, but it ain't gonna fucking happen. Anyway, moving on from that, we got Wendy doing her thing, talking to people, whatever. Vice put out a good article about why is it that we always got to perform, and because of the stuff that Wendy was saying last week about, oh, you're making, and the women were saying, oh, you're making black women look bad. So who are we making black women look bad? We're trying to make ourselves look good for the white folks or whatever. It was a good article. You got to read it. It's on Vice.com. But anyway, because I was like, bitch. And somebody once told me that in my comments too. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I see exactly where you're coming from, because we do say that a lot. Oh, you doing that in front of white people like that? You doing that in front of white people? That's where she was coming from. Okay, and comparing apples and oranges, but we're not gonna get there yet. So, Monique, well, not Monique, we ain't even see that bitch yet. What's her name? Robin, she going over there to Candace's house. Candace is over there talking about how hurt she is and how, confused and, just discombobulated by this whole thing. Me, I'm sitting here like, Because at this point, I feel like she's milking it, okay? I really feel like she's milking it. Yes, we established that Monique was dead ass wrong for putting her hands on that girl. But, bitch, you had something to do with the shit, too. The shit was boiling up, okay? Yeah, it's better to fight with your words, but sometimes a bitch needs to be fucking popped. My whole thing is this. Do not talk big. Do not get big in your chest when you get into an argument and pop off big and say what you gonna do, what you not gonna do, or whatever, and all this stuff. And then when you meet that right one that take you up on that offer, all of a sudden, I'm such a victim. Okay, it is. And I know y'all probably gonna get in your feelings that I'm saying this, but I feel like she dragging this shit out. When Robin's sitting there talking about she didn't take accountability, she didn't take, that she felt remorse. Why the fuck would she feel remorse? I'm still trying to understand that. That bitch meant that. If she would have said that she felt remorse right then and there, I wouldn't have believed that not one bit. I said, bitch, you trying to do that to get on their good side. Tell the truth. And that's what she did. I'm glad that she told the truth, that she did not feel remorse, okay? Because this shit was coming. It was coming, all right? She felt embarrassed that she let herself get there, but remorse, nah, I couldn't even see that. I would have laughed in her face and thought, I was that bitch, stop playing. You's a fucking liar. But anyway, moving on from that, when she told her that, here go Candace. I'm not gonna cry. I said, bitch, why you crying now? Oh my God. I understand that y'all was friends at one point. You loved each other. But come on, you should take the L and move on. Take the L and move on, okay? You're dragging it out at this point, okay? Cry me a fucking river at this point. You're being dramatic as shit. I understand, me and her grew up in different areas or different, times and, different ways of life or whatever, but still, I'm not the type of bitch that's finna be crying over a bitch for whooping my ass, okay? I'm gonna take that shit as a goddamn lesson and move the fuck on. What it's gonna make me do is look inside myself and see what I need to fix, okay? Why did this bitch attack me like that? Did I cause anything? I would be doing some internalization right about now, like internal soul searching or some shit like that. But I'm not finna get on camera fucking crying over this shit just because a bitch don't feel remorse. I feel some type of way if the bitch says she did feel remorse and never told me. Bitch, you gonna tell them that you felt remorse, but you ain't tell me first? Nah, see, I wouldn't buy that shit. Okay, come on. And then Robin, you up there getting upset in your feelings or whatever, talking about or getting your feelings, talking about you're disappointed in the way that Karen, didn't call Monique out publicly. Karen kept on saying they both was antagonizing each other, and Monique was dead ass wrong. And she told Monique that in front of all of you bitches. Okay, so what are you talking about? You want her to get on social media and put up a whole post about it or whatever? Didn't you just say that none of y'all went to social media about it and y'all was mad at Monique for going to social media about it? So why do Karen need to put out this big public statement about the fact that the bitch was wrong? She sat there and she told the bitch that you was dead ass wrong for that. So what else do you want her to do? Second of all, Karen is not that bitch mama. Karen is not her mama. Okay? Karen does not have any type of responsibility or obligations to that lady. So why do she have to be the voice to say that you're wrong and hold her to the stones or whatever? This is the prime example. Karen is being neutral. She's calling people out and she's not taking sides, okay? She's trying to still be cool with Candace and letting her know what she's doing with Monique and vice versa. That's what it is. What else do you want from the girl? I don't get it, Robin. Okay, I don't get it. So Candace said that she talked to Karen, and Karen said, if it was her, she would have pressed charges, okay, against, if it would have happened to her. I'm not surprised that Karen said that. I'm not surprised at anything, okay? And I'm not surprised that Candace went on ahead and pressed those charges. As we saw how all this played out in the blogs. It was for nothing because, nothing happened to neither one of them. But don't fight, I press charges, okay? I got my lawyer right here waiting. So I'm not surprised at that. And truth be told, because I know that that's how they are, I'm not even mad at it. It is what it is. But I come from the school from, it wouldn't be what I do. I take my licking and keep on kicking. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do, but people are different. People are different. You can just tell some people that are just press a charge in a minute, okay? They would be like, I'm calling my lawyer, okay? But moving on from that, Robin, Candace said, let's move on from this, okay? And I get, and I'm not trying to make it seem like, don't get me wrong, like Candace has a right to feel the way that she feels to a certain extent, because her and Monique, at least she thought that her and Monique was really closer than they were, okay? And she thought that they probably was getting back on a good foot, and come to find out, she could feel a little bit like, she was caught off guard, but you did play into it too. So that's what I'm coming from when I'm saying, like, I can't, you know, fully feel 100% bad for her, because you took a part into it as well. But anyway, you got Robin. You all up in here disappointed in Monique and the fact that she not remorseful and she did this and she did that, and your ass in they business worrying about that when you got tax issues going on. Okay, the one thing that we don't play with is the I, the R, and the S. Okay, we don't play with those three letters. Trust me, I know about them. All right, we don't play with those. Okay, no. When they want their money, they want their money. Okay. And what makes it so much worse for Robin is the fact that, once again, for the second time that we know of, you done put the family in a fucked up financial position. Y'all owe over $90,000 in taxes, because and got liens and stuff, and probably got to file bankruptcy, which 9 out of 10 is going to stop you from buying the house that you was trying to look for with Juan or whatever, because you tried to be your own accountant and you messed up the money yet again. Okay, this is the second time. Okay, this is the reason why y'all got divorced in the first place, because you fucked the money up in the first place. Okay, like, and you up here worrying about what's going on between Candace and Monique. Baby girl, worry about, put your priorities. Your priorities should be trying to pay down this money, okay? Every check that you get from the Real Housewives of Potomac, knock that shit out, bitch. And then Candace had to call that shit out like, once you just talking about Karen a couple of years ago with their tax problems and how you didn't know about this and how you didn't know about that, and you sitting here saying the same damn thing, and then this is the second time that this shit is happening to you. I said, exactly. Exactly. Candace, we agree on that. We agree on that. I said, Robin, she said this, why no? Yeah, he pissed. I bet the hell he is. Juan is tired of that girl, okay? Meanwhile, Giselle was on the phone leaving a message with Juan talking about the ring that you wanted is Giselle approving all this stuff, and then we find this out. Girl, a mess. Meanwhile, Ashley and Karen and Giselle, they on their way to Karen's family farm. And Karen is giving us a little lowdown about her history, about how the farm been in the family for over 100 years, and it's like the plantation that owned people that owned her family, they brought it. Okay, and I said, wow, that's some wealth. That's some legacy right there. I would like to go back into my history and learn some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I wish we had something that was passed down like that. I wish all of us had something like that, but unfortunately not all of us do. And that's a great thing that she had something like that to do. They finally get to the farm, they do corn, peanuts, and stuff like that, or whatever, stuff that's really out here that we always eat and using. So they constantly making money. They go to her aunt house. Baby, Aunt Carolyn. Okay, Aunt Carolyn and Karen look like twins. I said, you sure that ain't your mama? Okay, they look like twins or whatever. Aunt Carolyn telling all the business about how she wanted to be with Michael Jackson and wanted to be up on stage when they went to see the show and all that stuff or whatever. And so, like Giselle said, we always see her in this grand dame type of situation or whatever. It's really nice to see her, down to earth and actually, being caring, seeing where she come from. So I agree with that. Baby, Ashley made me nervous when she was getting up on that tractor to huck them corns or whatever. I said, baby, take the shoes off. Somebody give her a change of shoes, okay? But everything was going good, and it was a nice little thing. And then it gets interrupted with the fact that Monique was calling Ashley. I said, oh Lord. So, Ashley took it upon herself. Now, truth be told, I don't know who told her to put it on speakerphone or whatever. Like, you didn't have to put it on speakerphone, okay? She answered the phone, and then she made a point. She made a point to, hold it up to everybody that just Monique on the phone or whatever. But, she let everybody say something, or at least Karen, because Karen is the only one that really cared enough to say something besides Ashley. And, Monique is talking about how she exhausted and drained and, all this stuff, whatever. And Giselle, Giselle, oh my God, so when they get off the phone, because they mentioned something about Candace, I can't even remember what she said about Candace, but no, she said the thing about Candace is if it wasn't her, it would have been somebody else. Okay, I said, Monique, that ain't really helping your case, but all right, but if that's your truth, that's your truth. But it's not helping your case with these girls, okay? Because they're so fucking judgmental, all right? Just like some of y'all are so fucking judgmental as well. And my thing is Giselle. Now, the one thing that mostly everybody's review that I've seen about the Real Housewives of Potomac in these last 2 weeks, especially last week's, everybody agreed with the fact that Giselle, regardless of how we feel about Monique and Candace, who was right, who was wrong, and all that stuff, and who needs to do what, and all this, Giselle, she needs to shut the fuck up. She's doing the fucking most, okay? She gets upset talking about see, she's a liar. She's this. I don't want to have nothing to do with her. I don't even want to hear anything from her because just hearing from her annoys me. It irritates me. I need some resolve from her or whatever. I said, bitch, you need resolve from what? Okay, you sit your tacky ass down and you shut the fuck up and you understand why your goddamn kids don't even like your damn husband or soon to be boyfriend or whatever the fuck he is, and they daddy. Okay, they seeing past your bullshit. We seeing past your bullshit. Why don't you worry about what's going on at your home front? You never like Monique. You never genuinely like Monique. Ever since that first episode that we seen y'all sit down in that goddamn hotel and you gonna ask Monique, oh, so you ain't got no home up in Potomac? And she cut your ass deep when she said this. No, I got 4. Okay? You didn't like her ever since then. You never liked her ever since she came into this group. So this is just your choice and your reasoning that you're trying to make in your head to not fuck with the girl. You never fucking liked her, bitch. And we all see it and we all know it. So girl, shut up. This ain't got nothing about you. Why are you making this about you? If you don't want to fuck with the girl, don't fuck with the girl. Okay? Move around. And truth be told, Monique is not going off this show. Unless Bravo's ex push her off. She's not going off the show. Yeah, look, she was on Watch What Happened last week. Okay. She probably get a little demotion for a little bit, just like they did Portia. Okay, they demoted her for a little couple of episodes or whatever, and then she'll be back on the show full steam and everything, just like Portia did. Okay, Portia dragged a bitch, and Monique hit a bitch. I think it's the same. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Consequences happens. Okay, and that's it. I'm just sitting here like, girl. Anyway, meanwhile, you got Wendy. She over there talking to her older sister Ivy about the feelings that she's having about, not wanting to return to a professorship at Johns Hopkins, and I think her passion is more so in the political realm, and doing her political commentary and stuff like that. And her whole thing is, because of the culture that she comes from and how highly they put on an emphasis on having, like doctors and lawyers and, people of that stature in the household, producing those type of offsprings or whatever in the Nigerian culture, how the mom would take it. The mom's not going to take it well, okay? And I'm just so glad that I was brought up in a family where my parents wanted me to strive to be the best that I can be, do all that I can do. But if I wanted to veer off and go to another culture, another culture, another area, another career, another this, another that, they wouldn't look down on it. They won't put all that pressure on me or whatever. They'll be there to support me with whatever I do. Baby, I don't even think see, this is how people burn the fuck out, okay? Trying to live up to people's standards and stuff like that. Ooh, prayers be with you if that was you, because I don't think I could do it. I probably would have burnt out. I probably would have had a little breakdown, okay? And I see the stress that Wendy under, and I just don't know how to deal with it. I can't. And let's go back to Karen, Ashley, and Giselle. It did bring up the fact that Candace said that, Karen told her that, I would press charges. And she said, yes, I did say that. I said, if you feel as strongly as you feel, then yes. And if I was in your position and I felt as strongly as you felt, I probably would have pressed charges or something like that too. And Ashley was like, well, did you tell Monique? I'm pretty sure Monique knows. But if she don't, I'm going to make sure that she does. I said, Karen, okay. Not Robin trying to so mad that it's come to the point in this season that every time we mention Robin or Giselle, I just get like, ugh. Okay. If you don't know, I don't like them. So you can say whatever it is that you feel or whatever. I don't care. I don't like them. All right. They're a bunch of hypocrites. They're a bunch of contradictory assholes. They're uh and I used to like Robin in the first couple of seasons. I think I did. I don't think I ever really featured Giselle like that. So that's that. But she was trying to throw a little date night or whatever with Juan. I was sitting there like, shouldn't y'all be saving up y'all money to give it to the tax people or whatever instead of going out to these little, restaurant dinners or whatever? I mean, hey, maybe Juan was the one that was paying for it because Juan said when Robin was like, it's good to get away from all of this stuff, all our problems, and, with the tax situation or whatever, all I had to do, we wouldn't be up in this situation or whatever. Would have just put in these couple of paperworks that I missed or whatever. He was like, you. He made sure to say, not me, but you. This is your issue. Okay, I was sitting there like, damn. But all right, Juan wanted him some ass that night, so that's why he played along. But moving on from there, we go back down to Surrey, Virginia, and we see Karen getting ready to go to her little homecoming parade. That's what she was there for, because the people from her her high school wanted her to be in the homecoming parade. And, Ashley and Giselle was asking, is they gonna be in there? And she was like, girl, you ain't from Surrey or whatever, so this ain't about you and all this stuff. Karen was just being funny, okay? Giselle takes it a step further up in the confessionals, talking about I think the reason why she brought me and Ashley down because we was the two main detractors that seen through her bullshit about this Grand Dime stuff or whatever and woo woo woo. And now she trying to show us and throw it in our face that because she's somebody in this little town of Surrey, she made a point to making sure that we knew that it was a little town. Okay? But at the end of the day, Giselle, she was asked to come down to this little town. Nobody asked you to come down to New Orleans, okay? Nobody asked you to come nowhere else, all right? I'm just saying, let her have her moment. Let it be about her. Why does it always got to be shots and shades on both y'all parts? I don't understand it. Are y'all friends or are you not? Okay? Because I don't get it. Get. Her and Ashley gets into, the reason how, and then you try to give a compliment about, well, I can see why she acts the way that she acts because she actually did made it out of this small town and, she's gone on to do great things. And I said, yeah, clear that up. And then, they start talking about how, Ray probably want to slow down and, if they were to go to a smaller town or whatever, they could do it or whatever because this is where Karen's from. She's from a small town and all this stuff. And, they get into the whole thing of what possibly could happen with a divorce. And then they start talking about Ashley and Michael and how Ashley has changed. She's not the same person that she was prior to the baby and all this stuff and woo, woo, woo. And okay, that's how I felt about it. Okay. Congrats to the Lakers. Pause on that. Congrats to the Lakers. Y'all won the championship. I know LA is going up. Shout out to Rocks, cause them her people. Okay. But back to the show. Damn, Kobe is really gone. Like that's when 2020 really started to go to shit. Like we should have known some shit was just about to go down. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Like as soon as that happened, like everything just been snowballing on the bullshit. But this is the up that we needed. So congratulations to the Lakers or whatever. Y'all enjoy yourself. Y'all be safe out there to the people that's watching as Laker fans or whatever. Y'all be safe, okay? Candace and her mama. First of all, I didn't realize that Candace had an unnecessary I in her name. Like her name is literally spelled Candiace. Why is that I there? You know how black folks be. We be putting unnecessary letters here and there all the time. But anyway, I think we creative. But no, so her mama, they going to look for some dogs, probably adopt a pet or whatever. And they get to talking about the whole incident and how she's going to therapy and, the way she feel about the fact that Monique didn't even call or reach out to her and she's unremorseful. Did you really think that girl was going to reach out to you? If I get into a fight with you, this is showing that Candace is green. Like, I don't know where Candace grew up at, but when we fight grown people, if we mean that shit, ain't nobody reaching out to you to apologize or whatever. Especially when we ain't trying to fuck with you no more. that's the last resort. Okay, that's what it is. Now, if she was trying to fuck with you again, maybe she would have hit you up, but she hasn't. And if she was going, as you say, putting this stuff all on social media, whatever, don't look for no phone call, because that bitch don't care no more. Okay. Um, um, Mama said this is the time where we don't get in together, which I agree. Go ahead and do what y'all do. Y'all want to press charges or whatever, go ahead and press charges. That's what y'all gonna do anyway, and it ain't gonna go nowhere. But that's what y'all good for. Moving on from there, we see Karen. She goes over there to the church with Giselle and Ashley. I think with them to visit the church that her family went to, especially it reminds her of her mother and her father. When she lost her parents 6 or 7 months after each other, right behind each other. And so, she was talking to the was it the pastor or the deacon? Because the door said deacon or whatever. She was in there talking and, just having come to Jesus moment about it, and she had a breakdown. And I feel for anybody who has lost any a parent or both of them, especially in this day and age when people just dropping left and right. I don't know that feeling, and I don't ever want to feel that feeling anytime soon. So my condolences really goes out to anybody who has lost somebody. Like, I'm dealing with something right now, and y'all know I'm dealing with the loss of a friend. I don't know, that's one hurt, but to deal with the loss of a family member, a parent, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, Karen, she was basically, she got herself together, whatever. She had her cousin there as well. She got herself together, and she was just saying when she was dealing with her parents' death, she was just basically trying to work through it, not live in it or whatever. But now she got to, or whatever, something like that. She got to come to terms with it. She really wasn't trying to deal 100% with it, and that's what she got to do now. Then we get Monique talking to the pastor. Girl, all I heard was when Candace get on the scene, she put the blame on Monique. When Monique get on the scene, she put the blame on Candace. Okay, y'all need to put the blame on both each other, and y'all need to say, yeah, I did this, I did that. Okay, that's what I need to hear. Yes, both of y'all are guilty. Okay, and I kind of felt like it was a few excuses or whatever that was happening, with her saying that, well, the pastor trying to say, you're a fighter, you're about controlling and dominating situations, and, you've been in fight mode or whatever because of the bullying that you went through when you was a kid. It always go back to the bullying. It always go back. It never fails. Okay. That's the excuse we're going to use all the time. Okay, you always go back to the bullying, and you had to fight for people to, your place with Chris and stuff like that, and then the profession that you seek or that you claim that your version of profession that you have, it wasn't impressive enough to the women in the Potomac area, or in this group of women in Potomac, so that's where it's coming from. It's not Candace's fault or whatever. And the way that the pastor broke it down basically made Monique say, you know what? I said, so you really was trying to live and get these women approval. And if you know that that's what you wanted, why didn't you just step back? You know that they be looking for any and everything to do. Girl, you up here talking about how you then lost people and you had people doing this and doing that, affecting the relationship. That's what happens. Actions have consequences, okay? I'm not taking up for it. All right? I'm not taking up for it. Like, I understand why it happened. I understand that it can happen. I'm not judging, but I'm not taking up for it, okay? Actions have consequences, and this is what happened, especially when you are in this particular society of people that you are with, okay? They're a little bougie. They do things a little bit different. So you're going to have to start doing things a little bit different. They're not going to see things the way that I see it or the way that you probably see it, okay? And because you were wrong, you should, I guess she did come to the conclusion that, Candace didn't deserve to get her hand, Monique putting her hands on her, and that she needs to apologize. Yeah, yeah. I can apologize and still not be remorseful, but I think she had a breakthrough. I don't know, girl. Y'all tell me. I don't want to hear about this fight no more. I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure y'all tired of it too. Anyway, y'all tell me how y'all feel about it, and I will see y'all later. Peace.